Hello. Welcome to Tarot Q&A Tuesday. Welcome on Instagram as well to Tarot Q&A Tuesday. So good to be streaming live, hopefully with good reception. Finally! Hey, what we're doing today is banging on about the new moon. We're also going to touch on the fact that we are launching into Mercury Retrograde tomorrow. Oh my goodness. So this for many people is a bit of a pulling hair out moment. However, it doesn't have to be this bad. For those of you who don't even know why you'd be pulling your hair out as Mercury goes into retrograde tomorrow, I'll explain. What happens during this time is that life goes backwards for us in an energetic sense. And what happens is communication can break down, issues from the past can rise, we can start to behave like we used to in our younger years. Old relationships could reappear. That's not always a good thing. Also, sometimes there's unfinished business that needs to be communicated. Therefore, in order for this time, which finishes on the 1st of January, how primo is that, right? So Mercury retrograde starts tomorrow, finishes the 1st of January 2024, just in time for you to launch a beautiful year where you take control and start actually being the driver of your life, rather than being thrown around in the back seat without a seatbelt, so to speak, because that is no fun being a victim to life. Next year, 2024, is an 8-year. We work this out by adding up the numbers. 2 + 2 + 4 = 8. Now, if you want to find out what your personal year is coming up for 2024, simply add your day of birth and your month of birth, and that will give you your specific number. If you would like to have some explanation of what your year ahead brings for you, pop it in the chat. Now, if you missed this particular live, put it in the chat anyway, and I will answer it next week, which will be our final tarot Q&A before next year. So it's going to be a Christmas special. You know, you all have to turn up with your bells and whistles on, a bit of tinsel and maybe a Santa hat. We have a bit of fun, usually on Zoom, and we will enjoy the celebrations together. Now, I mentioned the new moon. That's also tomorrow. Of course, we have a new moon every month. I have a gift for you because it's Christmas time. You can receive my free new moon intention setting kit. Now, you do not need to be doing this on the new moon. Any time is a good time to set powerful intentions, especially coming into a new year. It's just that the new moon is a super good time. It's dark, just like moist, wet, dark soil. It's perfect nourishment for any seeds that you plant physically, like in the garden. And that is true for our mind. We need to plant seeds into our mind and into the universe during this dark, moist, nourishing time for what we'd like to experience or feel or have in our future. This is a great way to tune into your future self and sometimes can help you to quantum jump more quickly rather than having to wait and drag things out in life. Now, if you want this new moon intention setting kit, this free download, there will be a link available. I'll put it into the chat box here or the comments. If you don't find it in the YouTube bio, then simply message me and I will send you the link, okay? So we'll get that underway. It's not available at the second. It could be at the end of this video though, so just remind me, all right? Now we're going to kick off with the collective consciousness reading. That is a reading for everyone watching here today. We have a special message. We're just tuning into the flow of conscious energy, tapping into what wisdom the higher realms are sharing with us today for the purpose of our highest good, for our greatest success, allowing us more easily to receive abundance of all things like love, money, happiness, excitement, everything that we want. Basically making life easier and more enjoyable. Okay, now just bear with me as we get into the zone to hear what we all need to know right now. Okay. 3 cards. We're going to get 3 cards. I'm not sure if these 3 cards are going to be consecutive today. They may be 3 individual readings. So we'll just roll with it and feel into what actually comes up. Oh my goodness. I'm so tired of the same cards coming up. Okay, this is the 8 of Swords. We're going to put that aside for the moment and choose the other 2. The reason that I get tired of this card, I mean, it's a great card, of course, great message. It's just that we'd like some new messages so I don't have to keep saying the same thing. Although this one has a different aspect of it today because, all right, I'm going to read these cards individually, and for some people it may flow together, all right? So this is a crazy mix of cards today. Are these, I just want to double check, are these the correct cards that we need to hear the message from? Okay, well, it is. Just take a look. The 8 of Swords is a person with bandages around them that are very loose, okay? The bandages are loose, her feet are free, and there is water at her feet. The water is representation of her intuition. The swords behind her are representation of her thinking, her thoughts. She feels trapped in her life, in her circumstances, because of the way she's thinking. However, she's not really trapped, is she? You can see that those would be easy to wiggle out of these bandages. And once she'd wriggled her arms out, she could set herself free and remove the mask off her eyes. Now, she is free to run through this water over the land to greater things. This water is your intuition. It is the flow of conscious energy available to you at all times. How to access it? Get out of your head. Stop the thinking, stop the worrying, stop the stress, stop the anxiety. How to do that? Tune into your heart, do some breathing exercises, practice doing it. It's not an overnight success. Make a commitment to yourself to turn your worries into wonders. So if, for example, suddenly money's got tight and you're not getting the contracts coming in that you expected at this time of year, one person could be like stressing out, like, oh my goodness, this is such bad timing. I've got presents to buy, holidays to have, other things like champagne to invest in during this time. Why? Oh my God. And that could freak out. When we freak out like that, we just mess everything up tenfold for ourselves. When we are actually just going, oh, this is interesting. Become curious about why the flow has stopped, yet trust that the universe knows you need the money, knows you need the abundance, knows you need ease and flow, knows you deserve ease and flow. The universe wants what's best for you and always knows what's best for you, always knows what your preference is, in fact, as well. We don't even actually need to be specific, but just before everyone says, but you just said set intentions. Okay. I'm going to just jump to the side and put a disclaimer in here. We set the intentions to keep our eye on the prize and keep our vibe high. So that takes us back to the reason we keep hopeful about, I wonder where the money is going to come from. This is going to be interesting. How's the universe going to provide? I'm looking forward to a surprise. I wonder how the money is coming. I wonder where it will come from. I look forward to the money coming. I'm excited to know exactly what I'm going to do with the money. What will I do with the money? Why do you want the money? What will you spend it on? Always a good thing to ask yourself when you are wanting more money just for the sake of having it. On that note, when I said your intentions are there to help you raise your vibration, this is the energy you ooze out. It's the frequency you are. Just like a radio station has a frequency, everything has energy. Plants are energy, stones are energy, crystals are energy, houses are energy, money is energy. So what is the energy level? What's the frequency? Because like attracts like. So if you're stressed out, you're only going to make more crap happen in your life. And if you are hopeful and excited and curious and wondering, then the flow will happen more effortlessly. Now, let's talk about the next card. We have picked up the Soulmate card, guys, so this is pretty fun. We're reading these cards separately at the end. I'll wrap it up just to see if it's relative to some people. Obviously, a soulmate can mean a lover, a new lover, or more specifically, it's really just an emotional connection with another person, usually. Could be a pet, but it's generally a person in the tarot. And it's a meeting of opposites. It's an emotional connection. And if this is a time in your life right now, I actually do feel like these cards are connecting, because the next card is the Four of Cups. When you meet this new emotional connection, particularly if it is a lover type relationship, something romantic, please be mindful about your expectations. Because when our expectations of how we like relationships to be, or how we want the relationship to be, or how we think it should be, or what they should be doing, or what they're not doing, that just downright flat ruins the relationship, doesn't it? I mean, we know this. So what's happening here is we're being shown by the Four of Cups that this dude, he's got the pip, right? He's literally got the pip. You know how we get grumpy? He's like not happy with how these cups are being presented to him. He has 3 cups here standing upright and one being handed to him, just very spontaneously. And it's not how he wants it to go. He's like not appreciating what is happening down here. That's really a beautiful offering of somebody's love or affection or kindness or generosity. But he's like stuck in his way that he wants it to happen. And therefore, or she, could be a she. I just talk about the characters in the cards. He or she. And this, putting these cards together, be in trust that if you are aiming to be your best self and deal with your issues, that is the best thing you can do to attract new love into your life. Because all we need to do is get ourselves into a good space. During that time, we could wait. Look, we could wait 10 days, 10 months, 10 years for our ideal match. And during that time, we could date 55 other people, filling in the gaps that may have been no great purpose. Or we can just get on with enjoying our life as a single person. If you are already in a relationship, this still makes sense, because we have to maintain our relationships. We have to be appreciative of our relationships. Look at the good aspects. Look at the bits that need work on. Work together. Come into that connection where you're a meeting of minds and hearts together so that you can level up. So the moral of this story is trust that the universe knows what's right for you. You don't have to overthink anything. Just keep in your heart and follow your fun. Follow a good life. Get out there and have a good life. And then you will meet these connections with people. They may or may not be a lover. And a reminder to keep your judgment out of it. Simply have this attitude of acceptance. I accept people as they are. It doesn't mean you have to hang out with them, but if it's not buzzing for you, leave the room, leave the building, get out of town. Don't hang out with that person. There's no need to judge them. We just got to let it go or accept it. Or, oh my goodness, something very powerful has just come through right here. Shadow work. Those of you who know I've got a course coming up in shadow work, starts in March. And do it your own time. Special offer until midnight tonight, actually. It's actually 80% off, but I'm only doing this once. It's just a little Christmas special, and I am serious about that because it's well worth the price that it's normally at. Anyway, once again, contact me about this 6-module course on shadow work. It's called Fight or Light. It's a play on words, obviously, fight or flight, because we can either live in this anxious state or we can live in the light. And shadow work is about shedding light onto our shadow side, which is the aspects of ourselves that are hidden from the world, they're hidden from us even at this time. And I'll tell you a way you can work out what's in your shadow by what stimulates you emotionally in other people. Now, that can be triggers, okay? That's either triggers or great admiration. Triggers or great admiration. If someone's really peeing you off right now, what is it about them? This can be looked at in two ways. If you think they're arrogant, if you think they're selfish, if you think they're takers, if you think that they are anything that is a negative terminology, there is an aspect of you hidden that is suppressed. It's a human aspect that you have within you. Now, I'm not trying to be mean here because we all have them. Bear with me. It could also be that if somebody is, for example, name calling you and they say you're weird or you're fat or you're, what's another, these kind of things, then if you react to their name calling, whatever the name calling is, they might call you a bitch. If you react, it's because some aspect of you believes it to be true. Now, maybe you do, and that's why, if you didn't care, if you thought, I'm amazing, I'm absolutely amazing, I am so amazing, doesn't matter what they say, they're allowed their opinion, but they just don't know me, then you wouldn't care what people said about you. Now, it's a little bit of a tough pill to swallow to really embrace this philosophy, but let's look at the positive side. For those that you admire in the world, think of someone famous, think of somebody in your family, think of one of your friends that you just think they are an incredible person, an absolutely incredible person. That person is showing attributes, strengths, gifts that are also hidden in your shadow. These could be things like leadership, efficiency, saving the world, being their true self, being authentic, being caring, being compassionate, whatever the words are. There are billions of words to use to describe, probably not billions, but there are so many words you can use to describe someone's positive attributes. Think of who you really admire and make a list of everything you admire about them. And that, my friend, is an aspect of your future self. Your future self. Are you ready to jump into that exciting version of you? You know how you can do it? You can let go of the stuff in the shadow that's not so positive. Okay? Now, if I've lost you, then sorry about that. This is deep spiritual work to really become aware of our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, our behavior, and take full responsibility, because we are what we believe to be true. We will always prove our beliefs to be true, even if they are actually false according to the godlike universal state. Because, of course, from the universe's perspective, you are pure love, light, and beautifulness. And anything that is not those high vibrational feelings is our human illusion. And we need to just let that shit go and not take life so seriously at times, because it is time to live the magnificent life that you are entitled to live. Yes, we do have some paying back. Sometimes we need to sort things out from, some would call it karma. Perhaps there's some karma that needs to be sorted out as far as what you might refer to as what goes around comes around. You might incarnate this in this lifetime. You might be born with something you have to deal with. Or you might create karma in this lifetime and heal it in this lifetime. Whoo, guys, this is a rave on, isn't it? Good to see you here. Hey, Grant, nice to have you here. Kitty, and I don't know some of your names. Nikki, good to have you here too. All right, we are going to kick into Jessica's card. We get some questions answered today. Could you please all give me 3 orange hearts in the comments so that I know who's here today? Hi, Fee. Any guidance from the tarot during this big transition change period in my life, other than the Wheel of Fortune, which Jessica seems to be getting a lot of lately, which is a fantastic card to get. What more do you need? Simply to trust the process. All right, let's see. Where are we at? Jessica, just give us a card that's going to get her excited rather than amping for more advice or this. Well, my friend, same story, different explanation. The Three of Wands is a character already stepping into new creations. The movement has begun. The creation is unfolding. You need not do anything else at this time. It is a place of hope, and it is a place of travel. It's an opportunity of moving where life is actually going to be a lot more blissful, a lot more easy, even though initially you'll have a lot of things to sort out. You don't have to see it as tough. It is really looking like calmer waters, like an easier ride. And a lot of that is because you will be changing your thinking. I believe you're not taking your old thoughts with you when you make this move overseas. And that is why, because you've literally shifted your shot. Okay, is there anything else for Jessica? It's like, no, but I can feel her. Yeah, no, just be organized. Just be organized, okay? Be organized. We're going to whiz to Linda. Will I stay in my current career, or will a great job find me? Will a great job come into Linda's sphere? Well, let's have a look. Hello, Brenda. No problem, Jessica. Cheeky. Thank you nonetheless, she says. Oh my goodness, what do you need to ask a specific question. Hello, Nadia. Whoopsie, throwing cards everywhere. Yes, I'm in Linda's zone. Linda talked about work. You'd think I wasn't concentrating. It's probably the best time to let the cosmic flow. What have we got here? New job, new money-making opportunity. It's there. I do not see you staying in the same industry, but there is a lot of soul-seeking required. And I know you've been avoiding this, and I don't like to be rude to say that, but there is always more work to do for all of us. You've seen it right here. That's you there, the star in the lantern, the star. Okay, that is your amazing, authentic self living on purpose. You must go through the cave to find that, i.e., perhaps do some shadow work. And, just because we are rising and ascending into more of our best self every day doesn't mean we get to stop. And then the more you do, sometimes you get some big slam dunks as well, which don't feel too good at the time. But when you come out the other side, it's quite a leap forward. Personally, I've experienced those. They can often happen in the form of health. You get slammed to the bed, for example, for a length of time where you've got nothing to do but go within and actually really surrender to the moment and just allow life to show itself to you via your intuition or via synchronicities or coincidences, and listen to the magical mysteries that the universe, or the magical messages sent to us in mysterious ways, you could say. I know I can hear Linda goes, but when is this job coming? When you start focusing on the positive. It's not I could say 5, but numbers are terrible in the tarot if you're not playing the co-creative role that you need to do as a human working with the universe. Co-creation means you play a part. Action is required. Head in the clouds, feet on the ground. That's how we manifest our best life, ultimately, in a brief example. Brief. Nadia, let's ask your question. I think you've been here only once before. There's been some male attention in my life recently. Do I let him go or hold on to him? What is the best action for Nadia's highest good? That's what we'd like to know. Nadia, is this guy is this guy positive influence in your life at this time? It's not come up very good. I'm not even going to show you the card. I'm just going to say, yeah, maybe just detach at this time. Set him free if it's meant to be. You know the story. It'll come back to you. Why is this not the case for you? Maybe you want to know. That's why. Oh, sorry, Nadia. Why? What is the issue with this guy that is the reason? Do we need to know? I think he may have some. Look, this is a hard thing to say because it's not that we shouldn't be in relationship with people that are not feeling emotionally great. However, in this case, it's just not a good time for you personally to be with him. He feels like he's in a bit of a low vibe, maybe experiencing some, very not feeling very happy, you could say, and as a general core feeling. And it might be a good time for him to improve his personal well-being before he's ready to date again. So you need to be focusing on being your shining light and being your authentic self, and that might just drag you down to be in a relationship with him. Let's go up to Sharon's question. Hi, Fiona. Going through a few challenges at the moment. Can I please have a random card to give me guidance? You sure can. You sure can. Thank you for your questions, everybody. I really appreciate the support that you give me on Tarot Q&A Tuesday, because without you, I couldn't do it, could I? Sharon, what does Sharon really need to hear right now? This is for Sharon. Is it one card? Yep. Is that you? Is it you? Is it you? Okay. Okay, so we have the King of Wands here. The King of Wands can mean lots of things. In the scheme of my intuitive findings for you, it feels like you need to access the characteristics of this king within yourself. Please do not be fooled by it being a masculine energy as the king. You can think of the queen if you like. Ultimately, the King of Wands is a mature, passionate, happy, vibrant, sexy person. And he is fun, he's creative, and all of that is most likely hidden within you at this time. That would be really good idea to start igniting. Find that passion inside. Find your sexy self. Buy some sexy lingerie just to wear for yourself. Really pump up the volume and own your personal power. Now, you can use this in a masculine sense. You can become more, what is the word? Forthright in your in yourself. Like you can just, rather, this is going to go against so much that I say. Oh my goodness. I'm always encouraging people to be their divine feminine goddess self, woman that is. And I encourage men to actually be in touch with their feminine side, where relevant, with their emotions and their level of balance between their own masculine and feminine yin-yang blend. Sharon, I'm really feeling that perhaps you could be more ambitious with it. You could be a bit, goal setting with some passions as well as life plans, and get that fire brewing inside. Make some goals. And like, once again, I'm going against my grain. I'm really not into goal setting. I'm into intention setting. However, it's just good to have your eye on some positive prizes, because it really helps us to be happier, be excited, look forward to things, have a direction to move in, a reason to get out of bed. So yeah, we are going to encourage you to stimulate your masculine side, even though you're a beautiful feminine goddess at the same time. Now, Nikki, would you like to ask a question? Hello, Brian. Wow, what a crazy to see you here. How cool. And all these people, Chris, Crystal, yeah. All right, Sharon's on both options. We've got John there. Whoa, did I just fall out? Oh, I've just lost Instagram. Whoops. Oh, well. Who have we missed here today? I think we've done everyone. Although someone, Kirsty text, now that I've accidentally deleted Instagram, whoopsie daisies. Kirsty or Christy? Kirsty. What is blocking me from letting the right person into my life? Kirsty. Oh, God, I can feel Kirsty's energy. Woo! It's like this. So the first suggestion would be get grounded. A bit of a theme going on. I know she's friends with somebody who I also gave that same advice to just today. Kirsty, this is the card that will help you to understand. Well, we have a different, yes. So similar actually to Sharon's reading. We've got the Page of Wands. So Sharon was the king. Now, what we're doing here is igniting some new passions, some new creative outlets. This dude, he has like leaves growing on his staff, his wand, and that is a sign of new growth. He is a page, so he is in his infancy. It's an opportunity to really start finding some new avenues for creativity, for excitement. It's for you to be your life. When you are fully in your life, when you are radiating your own glow, you will meet somebody who is a great match for you. If you're not radiating your glow, and at the moment it feels like the energy is very up here, we need to come down, get into your shoes, and feel into your heart at the same time about what would be exciting for you to start. Look, this could be anything from going on a trip overseas to starting a pottery class. Simply get into the creation and the exploration of life. And when you're shining, you'll be like a radar attracting some new energy. And what a great year to do it, 2024. All right, I am thinking we're going to wrap it up. Have I got any last minute questions? And, oh, swoopsie daisies. Brenda, would you like a question? I'm going to pull one for Tina, who is not here. Okay, so the card I've got here is the Seven of Pentacles. Now, this chappie, he actually, look, he's just wondering whether he continues with the same business that he's in now, because it does fine financially. It's just not making a huge amount. And there's a lot of work involved for not a lot of reward. And, well, it's just not, it's like hard work to make the money. And therefore, if he can, in this case, Tina, yeah, well, you're in that position. So I don't feel it's time to move direction, but I just, okay, I've got two other cards here. No, it's not time to throw out the business. It's time to put focus into a different area of the business and get back your motivation and drive, and then go full steam ahead with a great plan up your sleeve and in front of you. So this is an encouragement to really reset your attitude about your work, create a new element of your work, have your eye on how that can expand and how it can come to fruition for you, and keep going in that direction, just like this guy in the Chariot. Now, while he's moving forward, this guy in the Chariot, he is also balancing out his subconscious and conscious minds. So he's doing his shadow work while he's striving forward. He's using his business opportunity to recognize the challenges that pop up are not problems. They are, in fact, ways that he can launch his next layer of healing. So when we come across any problems, no matter what they're in, work, family, lovers, relationship, health, they are always opportunities, gifts that help you to be more aware of the aspects of yourself that need to be healed, that are deeply hidden within your unconscious mind. Now, if you want help with that, simply do my shadow work course called Fight or Light. It's actually normally $1,000, $999, but I'm only doing it until midnight for $199. If you want more information, you would have received an email this morning that you can link to read more about it. And you can also call me tonight, or emailing me is fine as well, to find out more or to ask questions or to make a special arrangement if that's what you need. But I definitely think that it is a time to do it, moving out of the 7-year into the 8-year, to attract your abundance, your prosperity, your more deepening of love connections with people, and really just make your life better faster, without being impatient, but not dragging the chain. So many people are wasting their life. And I'm going to leave you with one last question to you. I'm going to ask you one question for you to consider. Okay. Think of yourself 10 years ago today. 10 years ago today. How much of that character is the person you are today? Are you repeating the cycle? Are you a completely changed person? Physically, emotionally, job, financially, where you live? Or are you in the exact same position? Now, I'd love to hear your comments in the chat. Please tell me in the chat. Please make a comment. I am super keen to hear where you are tracking. Are you the same? Are you 80% the same? Are you 20% the same? Are you completely different? Hand on heart, I can say myself, I am not even an ounce the same character that I was 10 years ago today. And I'm pretty happy about that. So I would love you to think about it. It's a really powerful way to recognize, are you dragging the chain and lengthening time, or are you jumping forward and creating your best life, manifesting what you want by simply being intentional about what you're here to do, by knowing yourself, knowing your purpose? Brenda is 80%. Sounds pretty, 80% similar. 80% the same? 80% the same. Interesting. Thanks for sharing. We'll talk about that off camera, perhaps. Anyway, it's been glorious to have you all here as usual. Please do give me a thumbs up. Forgot to ask about that before, because I appreciate you, and we want to spread the good word all over YouTube so I can be appreciated by more people as well. All right. Sayonara. See you next time. Ciao for now.